Hollow Knight has a lot of mysteries, like a lot. But definitely one of the most spoken about and the one surrounded by the most misinformation has to be the fate of the Pale King. We all know the story. The Pale King and his kingdom, Hallownest, were thriving. And then the bugs of the kingdom started getting infected by the Radiants, some old moth god who wasn't popular anymore. And then finally, Hallownest fell to ruin while the Pale King was safe in his palace. At least that's how it was supposed to have been. But instead, the Pale King somehow died inside his giant, fortified, extremely well guarded palace. In this video, I'll tell you exactly how the Pale King died. Okay, so first, let's set the scene. When the Pale King realized that the infection and the radiance were too strong for him to defeat, he decided that he would try to contain the infection instead, using his children as the containers, for some reason. His children were the vessels who were infused with the power of the void, a mysterious power which opposes light. The Radiance and the Void were enemies since ancient times, so it made sense to have void-infused vessels. So the Pale King and the White Lady birthed many vessels, and I mean like many vessels. And for a vessel to completely resist the infection, it had to be without a will, a mind, or a voice. Soon, the Pale King found his pure vessel and called it the Hollow Knight. He raised and trained the Hollow Knight, and soon the Hollow Knight was ready to fulfill his purpose. The Hollow Knight was supposed to contain the infection for all eternity, and after the Hollow Knight's sacrifice, Hallownest was supposed to flourish once more. But alas, wow, that's probably the first time I've ever said alas. Okay, so anyway, but alas, it was not meant to be. It turns out, the Hollow Knight wasn't completely pure in the end, so the infection escaped and re-emerged. The kingdom of Hallownest and its inhabitants succumbed to the infection. After failing to contain the infection and save his kingdom, the Pale King disappeared. His palace, which used to be in the palace grounds below the kingdom, disappeared with him into the dream realm. Why did he abandon his kingdom? Well, mostly because he was probably sad his expert parenting strategy of leaving thousands of his kids in a hole, while the only kid he took out of the hole was sacrificed for his kingdom, didn't work. But somehow, the Pale King died in his very own, supposedly safe palace. There are many possibilities on how this happened, and all of them have to do with the void. First off, the Pale King and his palace hid in the dream realm, so the void may well have gone after him. The void would see the Pale King as an opposition, as the Pale King, just like the Radiance, became a figure of worship of the people, and hence represented light, which, as we already discussed, the void hates. It's also possible that the Pale King felt isolated and lonely in his palace, separated from anyone else by a gauntlet of buzzsaws, spikes, and other dangerous things. Then the pressure of his responsibilities that he had left behind had become too much, and massive regret spilled out of him as the void, and he died. By the way, I found this theory, or at least most of it, on a website called The Main Dragon, which has quite a few pretty lore accurate theories. But no matter how he died, whether he was killed by the void or by his own regrets, the Pale King's body can be found, limp and lifeless, on his throne in the White Palace. And with that, this video comes to a close. But before I leave, I wanted to say sorry for not uploading for so long. My computer wasn't working properly, I had exams and I was sick, so that's the reason for the long break. My voice might also have been a bit weird in this video. That's because I have a cold and a sore throat. So yeah, sorry for that. Anyway, bye.